Hi, I'm SharpFLA. I wanted to tell you about a very important piece of storyboarding advice that I don't really hear anyone talking about. There's a bit of a joke amongst animators about storyboard artists boarding shots that look cool but are a pain to animate. Efficient and effective boarding is always important no matter the situation, but especially so when you're your own animator. So, the easiest way to make your shots easier to animate? Hide point of contact with the ground. Point of contact with the ground is just that, wherever your character happens to touch the floor. Most of the time, this is going to be your character's feet for something like a walk cycle. A lot of 3D projects will have canned walks that you can just drag and drop onto your character and adjust as you need depending on the context. But if your project doesn't have something like this, or you're working in hand-drawn 2D, this probably isn't an option for you. The way a person walks can tell a lot about who they are and how they interact with the space, but it's also a lot of additional work for the animator. A lot of the time, that information can be conveyed in a variety of ways. Some of that's going to be easier than animating a walk, and sometimes even more communicative. Let's take this sequence for example. We have a character walking in a cave. They walk, stop, and then look around with their flashlight. There are a lot of ways that we could handle this. We could do it in one shot. Our character walks into frame, stops, and then looks around. We're slightly above eye line to make our character feel small in context, but not so high that it's really a high angle. We show the entirety of the character in shot because we can. Why not? Well, I'll show you why not. Now our animator has to animate a walk in perspective, which isn't that bad, but can cause problems in certain situations. Things could go off model or not feel like they're contacting with the ground properly, or just generally be really time consuming. That's the main point. We could probably do this scene more efficiently. We could angle the camera up a bit higher and lose the character's feet, but we'd probably get a lot of dead space like that. I'd probably add a cut and make the first shot maybe a tracking shot of the character walking through the cave so it feels like we're traveling with them, and the second shot probably a high angle so we can see them looking around. The high angle is especially important because even though we can still see point of contact with the ground, the camera and the ground plane are so offset that it's really difficult to see whether contact is perfect, so precision isn't as important. Not only that, the character's static. There's not really anything to animate, so not much to get wrong. If you're in 2D, you could also do this thing that you see commonly in anime, where your ground plane effectively bulges over top of your horizon line, which is useful because then your point of contact with the ground is pretty much just a flat line. This doesn't just apply to walk cycles either. It applies to pretty much any context where you have your character shifting their weight. It's probably going to be easier to animate if you don't see where that weight is shifting from. This doesn't mean don't ever do it. It can be really useful for creating highly effective and interesting animation. Just be conscious when you do it. Follow me on Twitter at @sharp_FLA to see when I post new videos. If you like this video, give it a like. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye.